G'day guys, welcome to the Angler's Addiction, where we're going to bring reviews to you. The difference is we're going to be the only YouTube channel on the platform that are going to bring completely unbiased reviews no matter how controversial they become. Are the manufacturers going to like it? Probably not, but that's not what we're here for. We're here to give you the honest review on the pros, the cons of every single one of these products are, and why they are or are not the best product for you. Let's get into it. G'day guys, and today we're going to be reviewing one of the hottest lures on the market at the moment, and now with the tailor in full swing here in Perth, it's a perfect time to introduce them. And of course, that's the Cid Shiverstick. Now, by all means, the Shiverstick is not the only stick bait style lure that we're going to recommend. There's plenty of them, but today it is based on the Shiverstick. Now the Shiverstick is exceptionally versatile because the one shape comes in many different sizes: 65mm, 125mm, 95mm, 160mm. Not in those particular orders, as you've just seen. Now this review isn't just going to cover the whole, oh, I love this lure. No, we're actually going to chop one of these lures in half, as you can see right here. We are going to run through what the internals are, what the pros and cons of this lure are, and what makes them so special. And of course, there will be some fishing action here as well, showing you them work and catching fish. So let's get to it. Now you're going to notice that the Shiverstick come in a multitude of different colors, like these ones. And of course, with a good range of colors, I'm going to say good, it means that you've got a bit of selection as the angler. I mean, two of my favourite colours are right here, which is the clear and the pink, and they generally do catch well. And of course, with the smaller species, you can't go past the chartreuse. These lures have been absolutely deadly, from everything from the herring to the salmon. We've sunk them down to snapper. We've caught tailor on them. We've done absolutely everything. And the one thing, you know, the things you'll notice about these is, of course, they come set with these absolutely beautiful singles and good split rings and so forth. Now, what I want to do is I'm just going to show you the internals of that lure now. So here's one half, here's the second half, okay? This half's empty, we don't need him. So if we flip this around here, what we're going to notice on the inside is just here, we've got a bit of holographic flash, which is what can be seen through the transparent resin body. Whoop, there goes a bit of the casting weights. So that's the center weight there. Doesn't need to be in there at the moment. We've got a front toe point, middle treble hanger or middle hook hanger, and of course a rear hook point there. Apart from that, the resin is quite transparent. I mean, the thickness is okay. I mean, they feel fairly durable, except very flexible at the same time. But I think with the resin that they use to create these lures, it keeps them nice and strong. Now, these don't have any fancy cast points in them. As you can see there, we've just got one little bit of lead right here. We've got a second bit of lead here in the belly, but nothing towards the tail. So one thing we do find is that the lure, as it's being cast, does wave around a fair bit. Now, this bit of foil, let's just pull it out. It's just thin sheet foil. There you go. You can, it's thin as you like, and it just slots in there. But as I said, that's what gives the lure the flash. Now, before we get into the pros and cons of what we believe in the lure, let's pass over to some fishing with these lures, and we'll get into it. And then what we're going to do is we're going to get into talking the in-depth part of this lure and why we do love it or we don't love it. Let's get into it.
How good's this? On the 80s rod.
Hey Brendan, do you need someone to net it or?
Nah, we'll see what it is. I'm presuming it's going to be a nice little Swan River Tailor. It is indeed. Oh, he had friends, Look at that. Not a big fish at all. But a fish nonetheless.
Hey, you had friends? I'm going to try and catch one.
Oh, I've tangled everything up. But guys, we'll get him off the deck quickly and I'll show you what I'm using.
You want me to hold your rod for you?
So there's a nice little tailor. He's gone.
Boy, Taylor. It's amazing the colour difference in the river than the ocean.
But this is the lure. God. Here. Oh. The Cid Shiverstick. Whoop. Now this little lure straight away was just getting the hit. So great little lure. I think we'll get the troll back on and see if we get some more, eh guys?
Yeah.
Rather than me just talking to everyone.
Yep.
Alright, let's go. This could be a lot better fish.
The Helico is just not doing it, right?
No, not compared to this Shiverstick. This Shiverstick is absolutely
On fire.
on fire. Yeah, it's doing very well.
Nice little bend in your rod, Brennan.
Oh, that's what she said.
Ah.
I don't know whether maybe I foul hooked this fish, because there seems to be a fair whack of inconsiderate planes flying overhead. But no, oh no, that's actually that's a better tailor for the swan.
Very green. It is.
I'll show you this fish. Woo. I mean, it's still only a chopper by any sense of the imagination. And I know you probably can't see a great deal there, but there we go. Nice little Swan River tailor on the Chartreuse Shiverstick. They're absolutely munching it. Boys, you might have to get them on.
When the lure may be a little bit too big because they're taking a smaller one, you change it around to the smaller size. Let's get to it. Check that. Camera's a bit bent. We're using the Cid Shiversticks today and second cast down here, and it's done the damage. Oh, such a great feeling when you can hook up to a fish. Here it comes now. It's a nice sized tailor. What a quality tailor.
And we're back. So as you can see, these lures do catch fish. But where do we rate them? Well, let's start with the pros. The good thing with these lures being more of a transparent body on a lot of them means that the colour impregnation is fairly good. Now, what that means is no matter how many times these get hit, they don't scar, they don't rasp up, you don't lose much colour. But I know what a lot of you are saying. A lot of my lures catch better as they get more worn. Well, that's personal preference. So we'll take also the good rock point singles here and the good hardware as another positive for the lure. Fairly lifelike eyes, and another positive for this particular lure is of course the colour range. Now there's a few positives for you, but as I said, this isn't just a positive review, we go into the critical points of it as well. Now these lures, especially up the big sizes, the 160s and the 125s, they're designed to catch larger fish. So not just your tailor and salmon. We're talking stuff that pulls a bit harder like GTs and so forth. Now as we cut this in half, you'll actually notice, I'll see whether the GoPro picks this up, but this front toe point, the hook points, okay, they're not wired through. So they're figure 8 style stainless steel pieces that are simply held in by an encapsulation of resin and also a center pin that goes up through the eye of the figure 8. What this means is essentially if you do hook really big fish and you put a lot of pressure on and you maybe have banged it up a bit on a rock, there's every chance that's pulling out. Now I'm not going to say that it's going to pull out, I'm saying there's a chance it's going to pull out. The other thing that I find a bit how you're going in today's age when we've got such fantastic cast control systems is where the lead is. We've just literally shot lead straight into the belly of this lure and that's it. Now, of course, that does make this lure flutter like heck on the drop. However, it does mean that in a real stiff southwesterly, these do tend to float a bit. Okay, so I don't think that the casting on them when the conditions get really tough are really that fantastic. Now for trolling on them, they're bloody good. They do troll well. But what I do find as well, being that, you know, that sort of two-piece center joined, you might not be able to see it on that one, but they're joined straight down the center by two halves pretty much sandwiched together. That if you bang them up enough, they do split and crack. Okay, and we have had water inside them. Now we beat the crap out of these lures to make sure that I was going to give you the best review possible. So where would I rate them? I mean, look, at the end of the day, for colour, or I guess you could say paint staying on the lure, you got to give these a real high, like a 9 out of 10. The colour range is good. It's not fantastic, but certainly better than most. So maybe a 7 out of 10, I suppose. I don't really want to get too much into this 7s and 8s and 9s out of 10, but we'll go down to durability of the lure. Now it's nor here nor there, it's okay. But I mean, in terms of a rugged lure for chasing stupidly large fish on higher drag settings, no, this isn't the lure for you. Good news is for all you Shiverstick fans though, is I've got it under good authority that these are now going to start getting produced wired through. Now, as soon as these become a wired through lure, you're really going to have a game-changing stick bait on your hands. But what really probably, as I said, lets these lures down is casting them into stiff sea breezes or stiff head-on winds. Now, once again, keep in mind, I can hear a lot of you turning in your seat and calling bullcrap. This is a personal opinion, and it's what I've found with casting these lures over and over again. Do I recommend these lures? Absolutely. These lures are dynamic catches that catch so many fish, it's not funny. The pros certainly outweigh the cons, and when the fish are shut down, you're generally going to find these Shiversticks shine above most of the other competitors because they've just got that beautiful profile. They really do look great in the water, and they look like a fantastic little bait fish. So guys, get down, check them out. They're found in most reputable tackle stores, and I certainly recommend you get at least 1 or 2 of these little bad boys in your tackle box. Until the next review, see you later.